What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you a viewer-submitted replay. It is by the same person who sent me that T44 video. I'm doing this in the same day. I'm just trying to get several replays done in quick, rapid succession. Basically because I know this week's going to be busy for me. So, I don't want to quite not have an upload rate for every day. So, here we go, yeah. So. The game actually started pretty much as soon as the replay loaded, so I had to pause it. As you can see, it is a high tier match, several tier 9s per team. Basically, about a little less than half of each team are composed of tier 9s or higher. One tier 10 per team, and our friend here is in a tier 7. So he's not exactly in the best tank to take this on, but you know, he still has the power to hurt things on the enemy team. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes from here. Now, he did tell me that this game wasn't exactly too impressive. Well, not that it wasn't impressive, but he didn't exactly rake in the kills as much as he did in his T44 video. Still, he thought it was interesting enough to send in. We'll definitely see. I think, hold on, I'm going to adjust settings here. I'm going to do this from now on. I've noticed that when I'm at least going to do total over HP, yeah, total over left over total. Yeah, that thing. So I can at least see what's going on here. I've noticed that in the replays people send in, it pretty much resets all their settings. At least that's the assumption I'm going off of. If it doesn't, and these are the settings you guys go with, as you can tell by my replays, they aren't the settings I prefer. But that's beside the point. Amex 1390 blitzing their base, trying to basically take out their artillery early on. And it looks like he might actually be able to do it. His team not really able to eliminate that 1390. It's almost dead, but almost dead isn't dead. And so that still leaves his artillery vulnerable. He's going to take a shot at this 1390. Very nice long-range shot. Way to save your arty there, buddy. Well done. Apparently, the bat chat on the enemy team killing a Panther. The only thing for his team going over here is a Yogg Panther himself and 2 mediums. Not exactly sure what those mediums are at this point. One is a T54 and one's a T44. So, not a large number of forces sent this way by his team. And in a match where he's pretty much outclassed by the majority of the enemy forces, it's not really something he can afford to be doing at this point. The enemy team pushing up really far in the southern quadrant. That's kind of a mistake that my team did back in that IS4 replay. They pushed too far up and found themselves basically in a very bad position where the entire enemy team could shoot them. So the enemy team looking like they might be getting themselves into that poor position like they did against my team, like my team did in my IS4 video. So southern flank most likely going to hold very strong. They have pretty much all of their tier 9 heavies there and their tier 10 definitely where they need to be, judging by the enemy spotted. Basically saying both teams sent the majority of their forces that one way. So it ends up working out to be more or less even. And M103 going to be causing some problems for him and his teammates here. But they do outnumber him. That T25/2, not really a large threat. Not a threat like the M103 is, certainly. And definitely the major engagement happening in that, you know, lower left, lower right. Get my directions right. Quadrant. He's kind of just playing it cautious, and I can't blame him. He doesn't exactly have the firepower to take on an M103, and not only that, he doesn't want to get hit by the GW Tiger. That will certainly ruin his day. The E50 telling his team to basically wait up, allow their artillery to support them. Definitely a good decision. His team really can't afford to be pushing at this point, especially considering they have lost more tanks. The losses are more or less even at this point. Nothing too significant in the differences lost, other than the fact that The enemy team has only lost a tier 9 medium, and his team has lost a tier 9 heavy. I tend to give heavies a little more stock than mediums, typically because they, on average, they do better. So we have a T25/2 shooting him right there. At least that's what I believe shot him. An IS coming to join the fun. A T20 trying to take on this T44 and the T25/2. Very near death. And I believe my friend, he tried to take that shot to finish him off and just plain out missed. Now, one thing I do want to bring up right now. So the enemy team sending in reinforcements to help their northern push. 2 bat chats, one of which is very hurt, down to only 328 health, basically allowing my friend here, if he shoots him, he could kill him, but leaving him with only 26 HP left. These bat chats going after this T54 in an attempt to kill him. Definitely the sooner they can kill that one bat chat, the better. Weakening the higher health bat chat, taking the shot he had. Very good shot. His chances of hitting that were very slim. And right here, I do believe that he is exposed to artillery. So should artillery decide to lob a shell his way, I'm fairly certain that the GW Tiger could hit him. So not exactly the best positioning. But at this point, he's kind of in a very, very bad position. He's got an M103 and he had 2 bat chats coming up on him. Now it's only one. A hurt IS, he can finish off that IS in one shot. That M103 getting taken out by his team in the center. His team basically coming to his rescue. And at this point, the bat chat bouncing a shell off and must have hit him in his turret. Very good turret armor on the T29. Lorraine coming out of nowhere, hitting him in the turret. Another fortunate hit. He, at this point, I would say he's dead. If I was him, I would think I'm dead. These Frenchies, though, just keep hitting him in his turret. Not the best shot. Oh, getting hit in his ammo rack. Very fast on that repair. Props to you, my friend. And you're basically trying to handle 2 French tanks by yourself. Artillery hitting you in the tracks, knocking those off. The AMX, basically. Like I said, he is currently exposed to artillery, and those Frenchies going on that other side where his team can support him and help him out. He's going to leave the target a little and take out that second bat chat. So at that point, you know, thanks to some team support, some flat out good old-fashioned luck, and the fact that he really, I'm just going to say, yeah, luck helped him out a lot there. And not only that, he did play it very well, keeping his turret facing those French tanks. And artillery almost taking him out. Very glad he moved at that last second. Stupid reload times. The French tanks, they get off their saying stupid autoloader. Yep. The French tanks, they get off their salvo, then they have to wait about approximate to artillery and just sit there and wait for their next salvo to get in their chamber. Our friend typing here, I'm pretty sure, he did very well, T29. He certainly did. And that, talking about reload times, that was something I just wanted to bring up really quick. It is good that he has the upgraded turret because that does increase his reload time. Very typically, what you will see with most tanks is that their reload time basically gets decreased anytime you upgrade their turret. So not only does upgrading a gun usually, and I do say usually, not always, but usually helps your reload time. If nothing else, it helps your damage per second. But beside that, upgrading your turret will reduce your reload time. I haven't yet to see an incident where it doesn't. So anytime you can, get that upgraded turret. But I always recommend getting the upgraded gun first if you can. I'm surprised our friend here survived facing that onslaught he did. Like I said, it really did come down to the fact that he had his team supporting him from the center. So they were able to take shots at those enemy tanks. More or less, I believe it looked like they were on the cliff line or perhaps down in the swamps. Either way, they could shoot at those enemy tanks coming after him. Not only that, artillery was supporting him, and for whatever reason, the enemy artillery that could have shot him didn't. I guess they had bigger fish to fry, and they did take shots at him later, but they missed, well, for the most part. And he bounced some shells, so very good. You had some luck going on your side, my friend, but you also had some skill and some good teamwork. and the enemy team getting themselves completely taken out now. Very good match, getting yourself 4 kills. I certainly thought you would have died there, but that just goes to show it is not over until it is over. 11 shots fired, 8 hit the target. Not exactly the master of firing everything. Not quite like your T44 video, 24 for 24, which I am still impressed by. But, you know, it's still a good gameplay. Anyway, if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you have a replay like this guy, send it to spanglereplays@gmail.com. As per usual, that email will be in the underbar. And yeah, this is Spang signing off.